Homemade chutneys are a staple in many cuisines, particularly in Indian food. These condiments add a burst of flavor to any meal, whether made with fruits, vegetables, or herbs. However, one of the challenges of homemade chutneys is their limited shelf life. Unlike store-bought versions that contain preservatives, homemade chutneys are more prone to spoiling. Fortunately, there are several simple methods to increase the shelf life of your homemade chutneys while preserving their fresh flavors. The first method is to use vinegar or lemon juice as a preservative. Acidic ingredients like vinegar or lemon juice not only enhance the flavor of your chutney but also help in preserving it. The acidity lowers the pH of the chutney, making it an inhospitable environment for bacteria mold. Adding a generous amount of vinegar, both white vinegar or apple cider vinegar or fresh lemon juice, helps increase the shelf life. The acidity also prevents oxidation, keeping the chutney fresh for a longer time. Another crucial step in preserving homemade chutneys is to sterilize the containers. Proper storage is key to maintaining the freshness of chutneys. Before storing your chutney, sterilize the jars or containers you intend to use. This can be done by boiling the jars in water for 10 to 15 minutes or placing them in an oven at 160 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. Make sure the jars are completely dry before filling them with chutney. This prevents any bacteria from contaminating the chutney, which can reduce its shelf life. Using salt sugar generously is another effective method to preserve homemade chutneys. Salt sugar act as natural preservatives by drawing out moisture from the chutney, creating an environment where microbes are less likely to thrive. When making chutney, be sure to include the right balance of salt sugar according to the recipe. Both ingredients will help prevent spoilage and enhance the flavor. However, avoid overusing them, as excessive salt or sugar may alter the taste. Cooking the chutney well is also essential to increase its shelf life. The cooking process helps to reduce the water content in chutneys, which in turn increases their shelf life. Cooking the chutney on low heat for a sufficient amount of time ensures that it thickens, becomes less prone to bacterial growth. Be sure to cook the chutney until all the ingredients are well blended and the mixture reaches a thick, jam-like consistency. This method also deepens the flavors of the chutney. Adding mustard seeds or fenugreek seeds is another traditional method to preserve homemade chutneys. Spices like mustard seeds, fenugreek seeds not only add unique flavors to chutneys but also act as natural preservatives. Mustard seeds have antibacterial properties, while fenugreek seeds have antifungal benefits. Adding a pinch of these seeds while cooking or tempering the chutney helps extend its shelf life by preventing the growth of spoilage-causing microorganisms. Using oil for layering is another effective method to preserve homemade chutneys. One traditional method to preserve chutneys is by adding a layer of oil on top of the chutney after it's made. This oil acts as a barrier, preventing air from reaching the chutney, which reduces oxidation and the risk of mold growth. You can use mustard oil, olive oil, or any other oil suited for chutney, depending on the recipe. Just ensure the chutney is completely cooled before sealing the container, adding the oil layer. Refrigerating or freezing the chutney, a simple way to extend shelf life. Finally, refrigerating or freezing the chutney is an excellent way to extend its shelf life. While most chutneys can last for about a week in the refrigerator, freezing them can extend their shelf life for several months. To freeze chutneys, simply transfer them to airtight containers or freezer bags, leaving a little room for expansion. When you're ready to use them, allow the chutney to thaw in the fridge overnight before serving. Conclusion: in conclusion, with these 7 simple tips, you can significantly extend the shelf life of your homemade chutneys while preserving their fresh, tangy flavors. By using acidic ingredients like vinegar or lemon, sterilizing containers, incorporating natural preservatives like salt, sugar, and mustard seeds, and employing proper storage techniques, your chutneys will last longer and stay delicious. Now you can enjoy your homemade chutneys well beyond the kitchen and share them with family and friends.